Welcome to Good Times with Alex and Ryan. I'm Ryan, and you can find me at Ryan W. Spread. You can find us on any social media, like Instagram. Check us out there, or Twitter. We're on Twitter, so check us out. Any podcast. Alex,
what's up? Yeah, right before the show, I was cutting a juicy promo on Ryan about our upcoming tag team match at WrestleMania. Unbeknownst to us, there was no one in the chat listening to us, so we're gonna have to do it again later on in the show if you guys are all lucky. And if I did do it again, it'd go a little something like this: to all my love slaves out there, Van Dollar and Mr. Freeze, Ryan Sprague, in the flesh, baby. Make sure you show up to the next Good Times with Alex and Ryan live so you don't miss the gun show. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, check that out, baby. Those I'm packing, man, and they're not up my sleeves because I have no sleeves today.
You know what? But the audio audience can't see that. If you could see his muscles, they would be like two large barges on either side of his torso. So just to give you an idea of what it looks like.
Yeah, they're two ships in the night in a collision course for the next weight room near you. They're going the same course as the Titanic, boys and girls. Ryan, the Titanic sinking wasn't a good time. You know what is a good time though?
What's a good time, Alex?
It's some fun facts.
Woo! Fun facts. I'm ready for some fun. Let's do it.
All right, let's get into some. Hey, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. If this is your first time with Good Times Fun Facts, you're in for a treat, man. If it was trick or treat, you'd want the treat, pal. Here we go. When Bill Gates was a child, he spent so much time reading that his parents actually banned him from bringing books to the dinner table.
Sounds like him. He took vacations. Whenever he took a vacation on Microsoft,
yeah,
he would just go binge read for the week.
He'd just go read in a hammock somewhere.
Yeah, for his whole vacations.
I kind of picture this. I picture his dad saying something a little like this to a young Bill. The only thing you're allowed to bring to the dinner table tonight, buddy, is your appetite. Okay? You freaking nerd. Here comes my son, the nerd. The only thing he's hungry for is more books. Doesn't want to actually eat anything. He just wants to eat knowledge. What a nerd.
Yeah, you know what else he would say?
Yeah, he's a billion. My son's gonna be a billionaire.
No, he'd be
own the world.
Because back in 18, you're like, you would not survive 1888, nerd.
Yeah, there wasn't enough printing presses in motion at the time in 1888 for Bill Gates to get his knowledge for reading quenched. He'd be screwed. Well, Bill, it's 1888. It's time to do your chores. Go get the eggs out of the chicken coop. Make sure that firewood's stacked. And if I see you go anywhere near a book, Bill, I'm going to spank your ass like you're Aaron Vanover at Bangor Elementary in 1988. You heard me right.
Yeah, good timers. You got to be listening to the previous episodes to know what we're talking about, huh? Inside jokes. Good timer, inside jokes. Come on now.
Yeah. Hey,
now, so what we're going to say, if you didn't listen to the past episodes, just go back. Go one by one and you'll get all the jokes
and listen to every one of them,
and if you don't get it, go back and listen to it again. And if you don't hit like or subscribe, it doesn't count, especially that like button.
There'll be no way to actually verify it because we won't be able to cross-reference check it, because if you say you listen to it, right, and we see that we got ad revenue from you listen to the episode, we're not going to know that you actually did that unless we see that you subscribed later on. So we're going to have to, we're like the DMV. We need to cross-check. We need to check all our boxes off here. And if
so you'll need to make a comment on every single one.
Yeah.
So that we know we did it, and put a like there.
Yeah.
And we'll know. Okay. And
five-star
it'll be on the
5-star reviews. Yeah. 5-star reviews. And also, if you know what, I still might not believe you. And if you really want to prove to me that you watched all 65, 66 back episodes, including the coronavirus special edition episode, which isn't included in the initial run, and the 5 or 6 expresses we've done, And you're welcome for those expresses because work sucks. Today's Monday. You had a little taste of heaven going to work. You're welcome. Ryan and I say you're welcome. Now you can return the favor by hitting the freaking like and subscribe button every once in a while. Why don't you do us a favor? We work our butts off. Poor Rise in retail doesn't know when he's going to work. We're filming the damn show at 9:30 at night. Okay. We're busy guys. Okay. We're helping you guys. Why don't you help us out a little bit? Or I'll break the guns out again. Don't make me break.
Don't let him. Don't make him do that.
Yeah. Don't make me break.
He's bring out the Titanic, so I'll have to be Mr. Freeze to calm him
well,
down.
Yeah,
The big iceberg to calm him down.
Ryan. My arms' names are Thunder and Lightning, or Heaven and Hell.
As you can see, Alex has gotten a little full of himself lately. That workout stuff has kind of gotten to him a bit.
Hey, I'm as humble as I ever was, Ryan. And my arms' names are also Crime and Punishment. Ryan, did you know? Let me get to fun fact number 2, damn it.
Alrighty.
It's almost midnight. Well, on the East Coast anyway. All right, check it out. On August 9th, 1965, Singapore was actually ejected from Malaysia. Now, to this date, they remain the only country to gain their independence unwillingly. They became independent, but not because they fought for it or wanted it. They were ejected from Malaysia. Ryan, what are your thoughts on this?
It's really funny. Screw you guys. Get out of here. Oh, man. Now we have to make our own constitution and our own way of life.
All right, everybody, is everybody here representing their countries for the big gigantic Malaysian meeting? Is everybody here? Singapore's here. Oh wait, they didn't get the memo. Singapore, you've been kicked out months ago. You're not in anymore. It says here you're out. So whatever aid we were sending you, whatever economic packages we had your way, whatever, anything, you're gonna have to get that from yourself, pal. Congratulations on getting your freedom. I wonder what it says in the textbooks, like the history books, about what happened that day. Do you think it's a positive light, or do you think they spin it negative? How do you think that is written about, Ryan?
they're like, yeah, one day we were the rejects. We were kicked out, the freaks. But as you can see now, we're doing a lot better than they are, losers.
They're like, we didn't need any help anyway. We were getting ready to leave anyway. They're like an ex-boyfriend. It was actually mutual. Like, if you go back and, look at things honestly and objectively, like, we were just about ready to leave anyway. So it's like they did us a favor, by kicking us out and making us independent, because we actually were just about ready to leave the relationship. We got a really nice 1-bedroom apartment downtown. We got a hot plate. I got a little mini fridge. I got things going on. Okay. Things are going good for, Singapore over here. We're fine.
We're fine.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, last fun fact of the evening. Research actually suggests that watching pornography could make men better weightlifters.
Wow. I don't know what to say to that. Well, I mean,
what?
What are your thoughts?
Well, my thing is, I just pictured a guy who is doing a set and he can't get the last rep out, and his partner who's spotting him is like, what's the matter, Dave? What's going on, Dave? You don't got your head in the game. You look weak today, Dave. And they rack the weight, and he's like, well, to be honest with you, I haven't been able to watch enough porn lately, and I feel weak, Steve. I haven't been engaging in enough illicit pornography to get a good pump before I go to the gym. It's like, wait, priorities, pal. Do you want to have a healthy marriage, or do you want to be buff? Pick one or the other, bud. You want to fantasize about women that aren't yours and degrade them, and objectify them, or do you want to be fit? Make your choices.
That's part of the thing. Like, they watch it, and then they're like, "Man, I need a woman and then they like try and work out to get like fit,
To
so
get
they're
more
more attractive.
they
So
get so
maybe
worked up from
they're
seeing the
like
women in the porn that they want to get buffed to get the woman in the porn.
yeah. I don't know.
Ryan, I think here's what I actually think. I'm glad you brought that up. I think that this is a bullshit research study, because I think if you watch porn, okay, and you want to get a good workout in, I'm sorry, bud, but the first thing most men do after having an orgasm is they want to go to sleep. So sleep and getting a good workout in don't go hand in hand. I've just myth busted this whole research study. Debunked. Good Times has debunked this. I'm gonna fact check myself. Liars.
You do have a good point there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's go to the gym and get a real good pump after you just had an orgasm. The last thing you want to go eat a sandwich and get an ice cold glass of milk and then go to bed. You want to go night. You don't want to go to the gym and do some deadlifts. I don't think so. This is myth busted. On to Good Times Sports. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah, that was done.
Sports. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. You know, you're only going to need one sports source, and that's Good Times with Alex and Ryan, because Alex is the sports expert and I am the sports dummy, and together we combine to make it available for everybody.
I'm the artist formerly known as the Fox Sports fantasy expert. If I ever went back to work for another sports radio station, I would just have a symbol instead of my name. I like Prince. I'd have to choose a color that the one color I'd wear when I was on air. I'd only have, like, he wore purple. Like, I'd have to wear just one color. I'd have to have some, like, for Van Dollar, I'd just wear the dollar symbol on my chest. Nobody calls me Alex ever. All right, so listen to this. I thought this one was pretty funny. Peyton Manning was just recently quoted and I'll give you the context. He's talking about Tom Brady's Super Bowl championships, how many he's won. So Tom Brady and Peyton Manning says, "If it wasn't for my mother, Olivia Manning, Tom Brady would have 11 of them."
What?
Yeah. So, okay. So Peyton Manning's brother, Eli Manning, played for the Giants. The Giants beat the Patriots with Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. So that's 2 Super Bowls that would have been added to Brady's 7. And then Peyton Manning actually beat Brady in the playoffs twice himself. So there's 2 more.
Yeah.
So all the credit, hey, most people thank God for a great athletic performance. Peyton Manning's giving all the prop to his mother, Olivia, on this one. The ultimate Vince Lombardi championship trophy cock blocker, apparently. "Oh, Tom, you want another championship trophy?" No. And she slaps his freaking hand that has 7 championship rings on it. You're not getting another one because I wanted to have sex with Archie Manning that night. Sorry. Who knew that a luscious night of lovemaking for Peyton Manning's parents, 40 years ago, would have led to Tom Brady losing Super Bowl opportunities, huh?
Did you just mention the name of his dad?
Yeah, Archie Manning.
How do you know the name of his dad? Is he famous?
Archie Manning played in the NFL for the Saints in the 70s.
Oh.
You're not familiar with 1970s football, Ryan? You weren't born yet. You should be embarrassed. All the good timers. The one person in the chat is laughing at you right now.
I know. Oh man, who was that one coach at Dallas in the 70s? It was the guy.
Tom Landry.
Yes.
Tom Landry.
That's about it. That name. That's all I know.
Tom. I could name the Cowboys coaches from Landry. So you got Tom Landry. Then you got Jimmy Johnson. Then you got Barry Switzer. Then you got then you got Chan Gailey. Then you've got who was that? There was this guy. This is how forgettable he was. He led the Cowboys to like 3 straight 5-11 seasons. He was like the shitter of shitter coaches. I can't remember him. He had glasses. He had like a perm. Dave Campo? No, it's not Dave Campo. Maybe, I don't know, but he was a real shitter. Bill Parcells, Jason Garrett, and now Mike McCarthy, who sucks. I can't stand Mike McCarthy as the coach. He's awful.
Well, it's not necessarily the coach's fault.
Oh, really? Even though he runs the team, calls the plays, and picks the personnel to run the plays, it's not his fault, huh?
Yeah, I think there's another person that does that.
Oh,
And
Jerry?
he's been with it the whole time. Yes.
Well,
Oh man,
Jerry,
you need to watch the Amazon Prime thing where it goes through the Cowboy season, and you can see Jason Garrett like, I know what to do, but I know my boss won't let me do it. So how do I do this?
he says that?
No, you can see it in his face
Oh,
when Jerry's there and the team's
Yeah.
there, and he's like, okay, so Jerry wants to do this. I know
Uh-huh.
it's not gonna work, so I have to go with it. And maybe it's like
the problem,
yeah, it's terrible.
Well, whenever Jerry shows up on the sidelines, he's got his 3 Super Bowl championship rings on his hand, on his freaking Armani suit. He's just dressed impeccably, in Jerry World, multi-billion-dollar stadium. Anyway, I don't know, man. The Cowboys are actually going to be on HBO's Hard Knocks this season. Did you know that?
No,
Yeah, they're going to like show their training camp and all the new draft picks and everything. This is actually the second time they're going to be on Hard Knocks. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be really interesting to see how Dak is healing up and see if Ezekiel Elliott didn't just party his ass off all off season and get a big fat gut. Like, he's going to have to stop wearing crop tops at some point if he keeps gaining weight in the off season. Success has went to that. You know how success goes to some people's head? It's went to Zeke's gut.
Yeah.
What do you want me to? What do you want me to say?
I haven't been watching much recently, but
he hasn't just lost a step. He's lost 4 steps.
So my favorite player was Cole Beasley, and he left.
He's on the Bills. Cole Beasley. Hey, Cole Beasley is an anti-vaxxer. He's refusing to get vaccinated, and apparently the NFL's like, sounds good. You don't have to get vaccinated. We can't make you, Cole. But what we can do is not allow you in the team meetings, and you have to wear a mask in every, thing you do with the team, and you have to be separated, blah, blah, blah. They're going to make it so uncomfortable for him. And he's going to do it. He's not going to get vaccinated.
Yeah. He's from Dallas area.
And the good timers, listen, Ryan and I are going to go on record. If you want to get vaccinated, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. All we care about is that you hit that click and subscribe. We don't care. Listen, we don't, if you subscribe and you like our videos and leave 5-star reviews, we don't know if you're vaccinated or not. And guess what, Ryan? We don't care. That's our political stance right there.
It's true.
Hey, Ryan, let's get into the last sports story of the night.
All righty, let's do it.
All right. This is just a quick fact. I thought this was extremely interesting. So Patrick Mahomes, he's like 3rd or 4th year starting quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Just superstar. He's an absolute stud. He has 11 career games with 4 touchdown passes or more. So in three seasons, Patrick Mahomes has 11 games with 4 touchdowns or more, right?
Yeah.
Now listen to this. By comparison, every Chicago Bears quarterback combined over the last 50 seasons, 50 have a total of 10 games total with 4+ touchdown passing games or performance. Patrick Mahomes in 3 seasons is better than the last 50 Bears quarterbacks, 50 years worth of Bears quarterbacks combined.
Well, it's fine because, when you had Hurricane Ditka, it was about defense, right?
Defense and the best running back in the NFL at the time, Walter Payton.
Who would win? The current quarterback you're talking about,
Mahomes,
or Hurricane Ditka?
That's not a fair fight. It would have to be mini Ditka. Who wins in a football game? Mini Ditka or the Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain? Oh, what are we talking about here, bud? Is Mini Ditka, has he been drinking the night before, or is he fully, cocked, bud? Oh, he's been drinking all night long. He's been eating Polish sausages all night, getting them stuck in his throat. Oh, well, I'm gonna say it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Steel curtain 21, Mini Ditka 24. I love that SNL stuff. That was so funny.
Good.
Chris Farley.
Yeah.
That. Oh my god. Hey, what's the matter? I'm not just having a heart attack. How
Yeah.
many heart attacks is that for you, Chris? Oh, that makes a baker's dozen, Steve. Michael
But,
Jordan guest starred in one of those.
all those. There was a time like actually from when it started to there was a time where they had like Adam Sandler, Mike Myers, all those guys.
Dana Carvey.
All remember when they all like jumped off the bridge or something on one episode? So like it was like from the beginning to that point. It was really awesome. Like there's a lot of good.
What do you mean they jumped off a bridge?
They killed them all off on like one episode.
I don't remember that, but I do remember that Dana Carvey and Mike Myers started making movies, so they eventually were gone. And then they had Rob Schneider, David Spade, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, Tim Meadows, all those guys. And if my memory serves me correctly, Lorne Michaels fired Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous because wasn't Adam Sandler the star of the show? Like I remember him being in like every sketch. Like he was Opera Man. He was the guy who was camping all the time, and his mom would be like, I think he played his mom. He's like, oh, where he's camping. He went camping. Like he was in everything.
There was some
Lunch
really
Lady.
Dark humor on some of those older ones.
Well, dude, Chris Farley running around.
For just like getting I'm thinking of the sleeping bag camping thing. You remember that?
Canteen Boy.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Where Alec Baldwin was going to molest Canteen Boy.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
Pretty dark and twisted, and it's like it doesn't get like canceled or anything. It would these days.
No, back in the 90s, they had more important things to worry about, Ryan, than canceling someone because they made an inappropriate joke. Oh, he made a joke that offended me. Oh, I have so much spare time on my hands because I'm so freaking privileged that I'm just gonna rail against this guy's one mistake. Get the hell out of here.
We are a comedy show, so it might be coming for us someday.
Yeah, I know. I thought for sure we were getting canceled when I started talking about the Mormons. I guess we have a very small Good Times group contingency of Mormons to follow the show.
I also think they can take a joke better. I mean, they have that whole show like the Mormon show,
the Tony Award-winning show.
Yeah, that play.
Yeah, the book. It's called The Book of Mormon.
They didn't freak out about that. I think they can take a joke.
Dude, hey, they can take a joke, but if a play like that was written about the Church of Scientology, the Church of Scientology would send people to the guy's house who wrote it and directed it and just make their life a living hell. Have you seen what those guys do?
No.
Yeah, well, apparently if you leave the Church of Scientology, they'll like send people, they'll do like fact-finding missions on you. They'll send like private detectives to your house. They'll send people from the church over to your house to like say crazy stuff to you as you're like walking out to take your garbage out. They like they're just a real quick side note. Leah Remini, who was in King of Queens, she has a show. It's like escaping Scientology. I don't know what it's called, but it's about Scientology, and they uncover the truths about that religion. It's insane. It's a good watch. You should check it out. No, go ahead.
So no, we did have a whole episode on cults.
We did. The one where Waco and Hail Bop. Hail Bop was the one that the first one you ever edited me on.
Was it?
You cut out a couple jokes I made. You're like, Alex, that's a
little dark there.
Yeah, you little 0 dark 30 there, pal. Hey, Ryan, let's get into some headlines. Let's get into a few headlines before we end the show.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So recently there was a leopard rescued from a school cafeteria in India. Did you hear about this?
No.
I'm surprised it wasn't in the local newspaper in Washington where, leopard freed from India cafeteria. That's crazy that it wasn't front page, in what Puyallup or whatever the hell city you live in. Where do you live, Pascal? Where do you live?
I live in
Bellingham. Okay. Okay, all right. Snoqualmie. We'll say you live in Snoqualmie.
But I did. But I did run into some actually interesting news. We can go do with this one, but I took a picture of it because it was funny.
All right, so check this out.
So we'll listen to yours. No, we'll go over mine. All right.
You're like, but make yours fast because mine's more important. And I'm going to talk over you again. For Ryan, I'm going to choke the life out of you if you do that again. All right, now let's get through your stupid headline and let's move on to mine. Okay, because yours is garbage.
I was just about to put that one in the Instagram where we were talking about politics. I'm like, oh no, we're done in politics, and you're like, dude, you just cut me off. Like, what? Why do you get to say it and then I can't? That was
you. Okay, for the good timers that didn't see that episode, Ryan. Okay, Ryan brings up something political. Okay, and he gives his take, and it's like 10 minutes, and then I let Ryan take a breath because he's about ready to go into another 10 minutes. And then I want to say what I think. And before I can even get one syllable out of my mouth, Ryan's like, all right, well, we're done there. Let's move on to sports. He says like he's trying to get a grade on a paper.
We should talk about politics, I guess. You're like, wait a minute, I was trying to talk.
Yeah, you're literally like telling me every in and out of what you think of this particular subject. And as soon as I want to say something, it's like, all right, moving on. My brother does that sometimes. My brother will ask me a question that like, hey, this is going on right now. What do you think about that? And I'll be like, well, I think, and before I can give him the response to the question he asked me, he'll start going into another question he wants to know about, or another thought about what he thought about the original question. It's like, I'm like, well, I totally disregard what you said anyway. Like what I asked you, because I really don't care. He uses me as a sounding board. He'll just throw stuff like off me to get his own thoughts out. He doesn't actually want a response from me. He just wants to get his thoughts out of his brain. Do you know people like that?
Only me.
You're like, I am the only other true psychopath.
I am kind of like that, and I've had to learn, people like you calling me out. Wait a minute. I'm like, yeah, I did it. Go ahead. Right. What are we doing?
Oh, okay. So anyway, this leopard. Let's get back to this leopard real quick. So they rescued this leopard from the school cafeteria in India. And the leopard had just been in a confrontation with a rival leopard. So it was kind of hurt and kind of scared. So it escaped to the nearest place it could find, which was this cafeteria. Well, the authorities and stuff eventually wrangled it and took him to the doctor or whatever. And they're nursing him back to health, and they're going to release him to the wild after he's healed up. But the thought that I had about this story, Ryan, was the kids were, the kids were rescued from the scared, dangerous leopard, which is great, but they actually weren't rescued from the thing that was really a danger to them. Do you know what that is, Ryan?
What's that?
The menu that was prepared for them that day at the school cafeteria.
You know what? I didn't mind the cafeteria food when I was a kid.
I didn't mind it if it had decent
chicken nuggets.
Yeah, if it had decent stuff, but if it was like if any elementary school attempted to make pizza, I don't think so, pal. Get that crap out of here. If they wiener wraps were delicious. Cheeseburgers were pretty good. They at Bangor Elementary, they had this like mashed potato thing with like clear gravy and turkey giblets that they'd put on it with a roll. That was dynamite. If they had that,
they always had the same roll. Always the same roll.
Yeah, and it glistened. And they had like just the top was really brown and it was really fluffy on the bottom. Yeah, their rolls, wherever they got those rolls.
They were like almost like clay. So like I often would like make little men out of it.
You could take the bread and mold stuff out of them.
Yes.
And the janitor who, like, if you wanted, like back in the day at our elementary school, Good Timers, teachers would actually patrol the cafeteria, and if you weren't done with your milk, they wouldn't let you leave. So they'd pick your milk up, and if you drank your milk, you can go to recess. Well, there was this one guy, he was a janitor, and if you knew the system enough, you'd ask him because he wouldn't check your milk, and he'd just say, yeah, you can go. So you wanted to get Leroy to check your milk.
Leroy, I remember Leroy.
Yeah, you wanted Leroy to check your milk. He didn't give a crap. He was your golden ticket to recess. He's like, I'm making 20K here. I don't give a crap about Ryan and Alex.
Man, I spilled so much milk out of my nose because people like you would make me laugh when I'm drinking my milk. I think they do it on purpose.
Milk, freaking. Anyway, what was your headline?
My story. Okay, so I found this in the paper today. It's from Michigan. Man finds 160 bowling balls under his home. A Michigan man found a 160 bowling balls when he went to demolish his house.
Yeah.
He found them buried behind in the sand behind the cinder blocks. Finding more over the following days. He contacted the maker of the bowling balls, Brunswick Bowling Products, which had a plant in the area, and said they were made in the 1950s. He said the former employees contacted him and told him the workers used to take scrap bowling balls to use as alternates to gravel or sand. So instead of using gravel or sand, they used bowling balls.
Hey, I don't want to distract you from this amazing bowling ball story you got going on here. But Kat in the chat is questioning where she can get your home decor, Ryan. Why is there a mixing bowl behind you? And I said that I think there's probably dead bodies back there too.
Help me.
Yeah. Ryan's filming Good Times Again. I want to leave. If you had those bowling balls in your house, Ryan, you'd probably use them to weigh all the dead bodies down. They'll never find the bodies. Ever. All these Brunswick bowling balls I got from the local bowling alley. Hey, so go. I'm distracting you, but what? So the bowling balls. Hey, the bowling balls were used for the foundation of the house.
They were used as gravel, apparently. Old bowling balls.
For what?
Well, 1950s, they had too many bowling balls at the plant or something, the old ones, and they used them for gravel. And he found all these bowling balls under his house. It was apparently used as gravel.
Well, why didn't they just smash the bowling balls up then if they're going to use them as gravel?
I don't know, Alex. It's a funny, obscure story.
Well, I need a deep dive on this, and Kat Minecrafter in the chat here is questioning the validity and what the hell was actually going on with these bowling balls that were back. Sounds like a DIYer back from the 50s. They're like, what could I use?
It does, doesn't it?
What on earth can I use? I don't want to actually buy gravel, because I'm the cheapest mother effer alive. I'm going to go get these bowling balls that they had at Cosmic Bowl for the last 30 years. These old plastic pieces of crap, and I'm going to use them as my gravel in the basement.
That'll be a good foundation.
Yeah. Was that guy's name John Wayne Gacy? Was he using these bowling balls to weigh the bodies down in his crawl space? I mean, Ryan, you're in John Wayne Gacy's crawl space right now, right?
I don't know who that is.
John Wayne Gacy was a killer clown. You never heard about that guy?
I think I scrolling through TikTok, I saw something about it.
Yeah. Do you know who Ted Bundy is?
I heard of the name.
Okay, Ted Bundy's like one of the all-time famous serial killers, and he's from the Washington area, Rye. Hopefully his essence, the ghost of old Ted, isn't rubbing off on you. And oh,
that hurts.
Ooh, man, that's brutal. That was absolutely brutal. Old men use TikTok. I love it.
It was a question mark.
Yeah, but she's referring to us, obviously.
Yeah, me.
Yes. Hey, Kat. Old men use TikTok, and it's that's part of the reasons why TikTok is going to not be popular in the next year or so. As soon as apps start getting used by people that are middle aged, it's over. It's freaking over.
Trolling.
She's trolling you, bud. Hey, I want to tell Kat one more thing. Also, if you want a meme or something to not be popular anymore, have like a 70-year-old Republican senator use it in their campaign. guaranteed it's not popular the next day. You jumped the shark, pal. TikTok is almost dead, right, Ryan? You start using TikTok, it's freaking over.
That's right.
Game over, man. Hey, let's get to the last headline of the night.
All right, so last headline. Super Mario.
No, I got the last headline.
I got the Super Mario 64 game sells for 1.56 million.
I actually saw that, and it broke Zelda's record, right? Because Zelda had just sold the first Zelda game, the first Link and Zelda game had just sold for like 800,000,
70,000.
Yeah, and like 2 weeks later, the same auction house sold this. But you know what the question
but those games were all over. We could have just bought a couple and.
No, it's gotta be like a first run, or it's gotta have some sort of meaning.
All it says is unwrapped.
But why? What the hell? That doesn't make sense.
It's unwrapped, and there's none that are unwrapped. Maybe because it's just so.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's mint. Is it because it looked graded when I saw it? It looked like it was in an acrylic case. I think it was probably graded, maybe a perfect grade, maybe a 10 or something.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like a baseball card, though.
I think they grade comic books and stuff. They could grade that.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Right. But hey, Ryan, that is crazy, man. Because I thought the same thing you thought. It's like, what's $1.6 million for a copy of Mario 64 came out when we were in junior high. Like, I remember thinking like, this is crazy, because it was the first video game that had like 3D perspective. Like you could see all the way around Mario. It was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. That was when they still had the little things you plug in. What do you call it? The little cartridges.
Oh yeah, where you had to blow in them to get them to work.
Yeah. So I love those cartridges because they had no load time. You just put it in, it's ready.
The cartridges had a lot of really good things about them. When PlayStation kind of took over the world, and then which led to Xbox with all the discs and stuff, I liked PS2 and PS1 and everything better, but discs would get so dirty, and if they got scratched, you're just screwed.
Yeah, it's true.
That is horrible. And then you had to pay to resurface them, and even if you did resurface them, they may or may not work. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Let's get into the last story of the night before Kat rips us a new one, Ryan. And plus, we're two old men. We've been using TikTok all day. We're exhausted. We're trying to keep up with all the trends. It exhausts us.
Keep up with all those youngsters.
Yeah, we got to go to bed. And for the record, Kat, no, I do not use TikTok. TikTok sucks. I also hate Reels. I don't need to see the same trend over and over. It's like, oh, well, this is my age. This is my sign. And then the other one where someone turns the lights out and all of a sudden they went from frumpy to sexy. Like, just ridiculous. Like, I've had enough. It's 7 p.m. It's nighttime.
Time for bed.
I wish it was 7 p.m. Kat. Then I could wake my ass up and grind again in the morning.
Early bird stuff. We got to make it to brunch.
Yeah, coming at you from Hawaii. The Ryan and Alex Good Times Early Bird Brunch Special. All right, Ryan, listen to this. I want to tell you the story before we end the show. Before Kat hijacks the entire episode. Check this out. A tick that makes you allergic to meat is spreading. A single bite from this tick can actually reprogram your immune system and make you allergic to meat.
Wow. Like how long?
Forever. It reprograms your immune system. Like if you get bit by this specific tick. So apparently the Lone Star tick from the southeast through the eastern United States can bite you. And they're known to cause a rare allergy to galactose, which is a type of sugar found in beef, pork, lamb, and other red meats. So
that's insane.
Yeah. So this tick can actually bite you and make you allergic to meat. Ryan, I have two questions. How did the vegans weaponize ticks for their favor? The vegans have struck first. They've drawn first blood. If you don't want to be a vegan, that's fine. They'll make you one.
They just go around. They like make these special guns where they just mow down people with these.
They shoot ticks at people that aren't vegans to make them vegans.
Yeah. Oh, you pushing meat, huh? You're throwing this in my face. You're like hot dogs in my think you're cool. Well, ticked.
Oh, you enjoy. Oh, how you enjoying that
now? Yeah.
How you enjoying that porterhouse over there? It was real good. You enjoying red meat? You freaking savage. Have some tick. How's that, bud?
Well,
At least give them a chance, like the bees do. If a bee's gonna have a big fat orgasm near you, at least they pop. Ticks can't hear them.
Cat Minecrafter says the vegan teacher on TikTok. Well, that she got banned, right? But all she would need to do is convince people, to use these ticks somehow, and she would get her way. she would make everybody vegan.
Ticks that make you a vegan automatically. That's like hell. I love meat. That would be the worst. Which is why I'm now gonna tick off never going to that part of the United States off my life's list. If it's between going and visiting Arkansas or staying where I am and eating ribeyes, I think I'm gonna stay in town, Ryan. I'm not risking it. No way. No way. I think the vegan teacher got more sex than all three of us combined. Kat, you would actually be incredibly wrong. You have no clue about anything about me in my 20s. That being said, Ryan, in the damn show.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks, Cat Minecrafter.
Yeah, thanks, girl.
Girl or guy or
guy or whatever. Or vegan tick. We don't even. This could be a vegan tick in the chat. We don't know.
Vegan tick coming in. Anyways, thanks for giving us some comments to feed off of, and we will we'll catch y'all next time. Thanks everybody for listening, and next Wednesday. Later.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Ryan, before we end the show, maybe we can make it to the early bird dinner. We got to get over there quick, though. It's almost 6 p.m.
Couple of old guys walking around. I got to make sure to get my cane.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan.
Last time I could hardly make it. I didn't have my cane.
Ryan, we're actually not that young.
Couple of young guys running around.
Yeah. Ryan, we're actually not that young. Mahalo, everybody.
All right, laters.